One strike on Iran could shake the global economy overnight. Here's how and why it matters to you. This isn't just about missiles or politics. It's about oil, trade, regional stability, and how a conflict thousands of kilometers away could affect everyday life around the world. Iran sits in one of the most sensitive locations on Earth, right next to the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow waterway is where nearly 20% of the world's oil supply passes every single day. Even without a single ship being destroyed, the fear of disruption can cause oil prices to spike within hours. That's why tensions involving Iran don't stay regional. They quickly become global. If the United States were to attack Iran, it would likely begin with air or missile strikes targeting military or strategic facilities. But Iran is not built to fight a traditional war. Instead of matching the US directly, Iran's strategy relies on asymmetric warfare. This could include missile or drone attacks on US bases in the region, cyber attacks on infrastructure, activation of allied groups across the Middle East. In other words, this wouldn't be a clean, short conflict. It would be complex, unpredictable, and difficult to contain. An attack on Iran would not stay between two countries. Iran has influence through allied groups in places like Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen. That means tensions could rise across the entire region, even in countries that don't want to be involved. This is why many neighboring states fear escalation more than anyone else. History shows us that once multiple actors get pulled in, conflicts become harder to stop. Now let's talk about the part that affects almost everyone, the economy. Oil markets react instantly to uncertainty. Even rumors of disruption near the Strait of Hormuz can cause prices to rise. What does that mean in real life? Higher fuel prices, higher shipping costs, higher prices for food, electricity, and everyday goods. You don't need to live near Iran to feel the effects. In a global economy, energy shocks travel fast. Beyond strategy and economics, there's the human cost. Any large-scale conflict would put civilians at risk. This could include damage to infrastructure, disruption of healthcare and basic services. Large numbers of displaced people. Wars are planned by governments, but they are experienced by ordinary people. And once displacement begins, the consequences last for years, not months. A US-Iran conflict would ripple across the globe, shaking the very foundations of international politics. Other major powers, like Russia and China, would respond diplomatically, economically, or strategically. International institutions would face pressure. Global divisions could deepen. Even countries far from the Middle East would be forced to choose positions or deal with the fallout. Given all these risks, why hasn't this happened already? Because leaders on all sides understand that once the first strike happens, control becomes very difficult. The cost of escalation is high, economically, politically, and humanly. That's why tensions often stop just short of full conflict. A US attack on Iran wouldn't automatically lead to global war, but it would carry serious risks far beyond the battlefield. It would affect markets, regions, alliances, and everyday lives. And that's why this question matters, not just for governments, but for the world. What do you think would be the biggest consequence, military, economic, or global? Comment your thoughts below. And if you found this breakdown useful, consider subscribing for more clear explanations of global events.